Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into a story that has honestly touched hearts for generations. Munshi Premchand's masterpiece, Eidgah. It's a really simple but incredibly powerful tale about a young boy, his grandmother, and a single choice that shows us the true meaning of love. So the story opens on the morning of Eid, right? After 30 long days of Ramadan, and the world just feels brand new. You know, the trees are greener, the fields seem to have this strange, beautiful glow. And as this quote says, the sun itself looks like it's wishing the whole world a happy Eid. The village is just buzzing, absolutely buzzing with excitement for the trip to the Eidgah. Okay, so right in the middle of all this joy, we meet our main character, Hamid. He's a thin, 4-year-old boy, an orphan who lives with his grandma, Amina. Now for Hamid, hope is everything. He truly believes his dad has gone off to earn a bunch of money, and his mom has gone to Allah to get wonderful gifts for him. So despite everything, he is the happiest boy you could possibly imagine. But while Hamid is filled with this pure, simple joy of a child, his grandmother Amina is sitting in her hut weeping. And this is really the contrast at the heart of the story. While the whole village celebrates, Amina's heart is just heavy. There isn't a single grain of food in the house. She's worried about how this little boy is going to walk the 3-mile journey barefoot, and she's feeling this crushing weight of their poverty, especially on a day of celebration. This is it. This is all Hamid has for the entire fair. 3 paise. You have to understand, his friends, Mahmoud and Muhsin, they've got pockets jingling with 12, even 15 paise. But Hamid's entire treasure, it's just these 3 little coins. That's the sum total of his wealth for the biggest day of the year. Now, the journey to the fair is an adventure all by itself. The kids are running ahead, they're marveling at these huge city buildings, the college, the courthouse. For Hamid and his friends, this is like a whole other world compared to their tiny village. And then finally, they get there. The fair is just an explosion of sights and sounds and smells, a true world of wonders for a little boy.
And of course, with wonders come temptations. The first thing they see are the rides. For 1 paise, you can get a dizzying spin on a wooden horse. Then you have the toys, these beautifully made clay figures that look so real it feels like they're about to start talking. And then the sweet stalls, piled high with all these amazing treats. For Hamid's friends, with their pockets full of coins, they don't even hesitate. So, let me just ask you this. If you were in Hamid's shoes, with just those 3 coins in your pocket, what would you do? Would you spend a third of everything you have on a quick ride? Would you buy a fragile toy or maybe a sweet that's gone in just a moment? This is the huge dilemma facing our young hero. But Hamid, he stands apart. He watches his friends on the carousel, he sees them buying all these toys, he watches them eat delicious sweets. His friend Muhsin even cruelly cheeses him, holding out a sweet and then popping it right into his own mouth. But through it all, Hamid's 3 paise stay clutched in his hand. He resists. He just knows he can't afford even a moment's pleasure. And this self-control, this resistance, it all leads to the story's big turning point. After the toy stalls and the sweet shops, the boys get to a row of hardware stores. Now, there's nothing here that would usually attract a kid, and his friends just walk right past. But Hamid stops. He sees a pile of ordinary iron tongs, and suddenly a memory just sparks in his mind.
He remembers his grandmother, Amina. He gets this clear picture in his head of her making rotis on the iron griddle and burning her fingers every single day because she doesn't own a pair of tongs. In that instant, right there in the middle of all the noise and chaos of the fair, this 4-year-old boy is filled with this profound empathy for his grandmother's daily pain.
And you can almost see the gears turning in his head. Toys are useless, he thinks. They'll break before I even get home. What a waste of money. But the tongs, oh, they'll last forever. They will be useful. And the most important thing, they will stop his grandmother from burning her hands. He realizes this would be a gift that brings real happiness, a gift she would bless him for. So he goes up and asks the shopkeeper the price. 6 paise, the man says, barely even looking at him. And Hamid's heart just sinks. But he bravely offers his 3 paise, and to his surprise, the shopkeeper agrees. So he hoists the tongs onto his shoulder like a rifle and proudly marches off to find his friends. His friends, well, they immediately roar with laughter. "Are you crazy, Hamid?" Mohsin asks him. "What on earth are you going to do with a pair of tongs?" They totally mock his strange purchase, comparing it to their handsome clay soldier and water carrier. But Hamid, oh, he is ready for them. You see, Hamid doesn't see a simple kitchen tool. Through the sheer power of his imagination, he transforms these tongs into something magnificent.
He declares them to be a brave lion, a Rostam-e-Hind, a true champion. And he argues his case brilliantly. First, he slams the tongs on the ground and dares them to do the same with their fragile little toys. Then he shows them, look, they can be a gun, or they can be cymbals from music. And his final, unbeatable argument? Only brave heroes jump into fire, he says, and his tongs do it every single day, while their toys would just melt. By the end of it, his friends are so convinced that they're actually offering to trade their own toys for his incredible tongs. So finally, Hamid gets home. Amina runs out, just overjoyed to see that he's safe. She picks him up, she kisses him, and then her eyes fall on what's in his hand. Her joy just evaporates and turns into anger. She's horrified. He went the whole day without eating or drinking anything, and all he bought was this ugly, useless pair of tongs? She scolds him for being so thoughtless, for wasting those precious 3 paces she had given him.
And then Hamid, in the small voice of a guilty child, explains the simple reason for his strange purchase. It wasn't a gift for him, it was for her.
Amina is just stunned into silence. Her anger vanishes, completely replaced by what the story calls a mute love, solid, full of taste and flavor. She is just overcome by the sheer selflessness of her grandson. In the middle of a fair packed with wonders, this tiny boy remembered her pain and sacrificed every single one of his own desires. And this is the beautiful, profound final line of the story. In that one moment, their roles completely reversed. The 4-year-old boy had shown the wisdom and the sacrifice and the maturity of an old man, and the old grandmother, weeping with this pure, unselfish love and gratitude, had the innocent heart of a child. So what's the takeaway from this incredible story? Well, Eidgah teaches us that the greatest love is shown not through some grand gesture, but through these small acts of selfless sacrifice. It shows us that true wisdom isn't about age, it's about empathy, the ability to feel another person's pain. It reminds all of us that the most valuable gift is the one that comes not from a wallet, but from the deepest part of the heart. And that's our look at the timeless story of Eidgah. If this story of selfless love moved you, please do like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into literary classics. Go ahead and hit that bell icon so you can stay updated. And as always, thank you so much for watching.